It's super cool that we're getting a Nintendo amusement park at Universal, but did you also know that Sega once had an amusement park in the 90s? Let's take a look back at a place called Sega World Sydney. This was an indoor amusement park by Sega that opened up in 1997. It had 12 rides and 1 roller coaster. Considering the cartoon community might be watching this, I thought I should mention that a Nickelodeon area was built there too. It had a lot of slime-related activities, and apparently Rocco was advertised everywhere. Mainly because Sega World Sydney was located in Sydney, Australia. There were also a lot of arcade games and Dreamcast demos for games such as Sonic Adventure. Unfortunately, this park didn't do very well. Not a lot of people were showing up, and Sega ended its operating partnership with it. When there were hopes that people would show up to the park during the Summer 2000 Olympics, that unfortunately didn't end up being the case, and nobody came. Sega World Sydney was closed in November 2000. The rides were auctioned off, and it was demolished in 2008.
I've got it on video. Wow, what a noise!
Oh, come on. That was rubbish, yeah.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a bit disappointing.
Carol, it's going to go.
Due to the park being permanently closed and being open for such a short amount of time, a lot of material there has become really rare. The Sonic plushes they had are now considered some of the rarest Sonic plushes of all time, if not the rarest Sonic merchandise of all time, if not some of the most rarest video game merchandise of all time. Yeah, possibly almost as rare as the Super Mario RPG plushes. If any of you guys have this stuff, you should hit me up. But perhaps one of the most interesting pieces of information about this place, and one of the most obscure, is the forgotten Sonic the Hedgehog puppet show. Yeah, you heard me. A Sonic the Hedgehog puppet show. First, let's talk about the stage show. The plot of this show would have had a story that took elements from both Sonic 3 and the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon series. It was about Sonic and his friends beating Robotnik, however he crash lands into Sydney, Australia with the Chaos Emeralds and tries to take over. Fortunately, we do have audio recording of this show. There were CDs of the show that were being sold at the park. However, sadly, the footage of this is still lost. There are very few images of what it looked like. All we have are a few costume pictures of Sonic and Sally. And they said Sonic never had blue arms. Also, does anyone think that in this picture it looks like Sally is giving the middle finger? As for the puppet show, not much is known about this. We know that it had a different plot, and we know that it replaced the stage show, likely because of financial issues. And we do have a few images, but that's pretty much it. Here's a brief summary of the story. Having been foiled by Sonic again, Dr. Robotnik invents a machine he uses to create a robot that he hopes is powerful enough to defeat his hedgehog nemesis. However, the machine winds up producing the robot Grounder, who it turns out is a little slow in more ways than one. With the help of Tails and Sally and Sonic, they're able to defeat Grounder, causing Robotnik to flee in rage. And here's all the images we have of the show, including a piece of concept art. There's also leaked scripts for some of the lyrics in the songs for the puppet show on the Lost Media wiki page. Honestly, I'm not surprised that nobody has any footage. I mean, it's sad that we don't have any video of the first Sonic the Hedgehog puppet show and stage show, but apparently tickets were like $50 to $80 each. No wonder nobody bothered to record it. But still, even if it does look creepy, I really wish that we would have gotten to see what this looked like. I mean, it's not the weirdest we've seen of Sonic.